After Gene Carlson was born in Greeley, Colorado in 1939, his father accepted the position of business manager at Linfield College. Moving to McMinnville gave Gene and his younger brother Don the opportunity to compete in several youth sports.
He was a tremendous athlete. My success in sports had a lot to do with our relationship and growing up. There were a number of factors that I think made us successful and him very successful in athletics. We had very supportive parents. We lived in a small community that sports was very important. We had good schools, good teachers and coaches, and plus we had the time. The times were different than now. It was much more innocent time. So Gene was a product of all that.
Gene was a funny guy. When I showed up at Mac High, I figured I was about the ugliest kid on campus, and I liked Gene because he was ugly too. Only he was a lot better athlete, and I wanted to be more like Gene Carlson.
By the time he was a high school freshman in 1953, Gene had developed into one of the most versatile athletes in his class, excelling in football, basketball, and baseball. Due to his sheer size, the 6-foot Carlson didn't shy away from the physicality of football, made evident by his positions of center on offense and linebacker on defense. As a sophomore, he helped the Grizzlies earn a second-place league finish despite losing 3 of their first 4 games. But the Bears would capture the league championship in the following season, while Gene was awarded with an all-league honorable mention selection. The Grizzlies ended the year with a tough loss to number 2 ranked Gresham in the quarterfinals of the state playoffs, giving them a 7-2 overall record with both losses by only 1 point. As a senior, Carlson would again help the Bears go undefeated in league and repeat as champions, while earning all-league first team and all-state honorable mention selections. A very successful high school football career came to an end after a 5-point loss to Benson in the quarterfinals of the state playoffs.
He was the starter on the football team at center, and I was the old quarterback, so we became, pretty close friends there and as to what we had to do. And because of his agility, he could play any sport and do a good job at it.
In baseball, Gene's athleticism and length made him the starting shortstop from his sophomore to his senior seasons, while helping the Bears win 3 straight league championships. As a 6-foot, 6-inch, 200-pound senior, Carlson's versatility allowed him to fill in some as the team's relief pitcher as he earned an all-league first-team selection at shortstop.
Gene was very rangy, big and strong, very lengthy, as they say today, and just, played his positions in all sports and took advantage of his size.
His size came most handy in basketball, as he gained plenty of valuable playing time on the varsity team as a sophomore. Between coach Ted Wilson and playing alongside all-league center Johnny Westerman, Carlson's skills grew quickly as the Grizzlies finished the season strong with a win over the state's top-ranked Beaverton team to take second in league. They went 2 up and 1 down at districts to barely miss qualifying for the state tournament. In his junior year, Gene moved into the starting center spot and led the team in scoring and rebounding, and the Bears to an 11-3 league record, which was good for another second-place finish. Gene and the Grizzlies ended a great season by qualifying for the state playoffs for the first time in 4 years, while Carlson finished as the league's 8th best scorer and an all-league first team and all-state honorable mention selection.
There's one thing he really could do, and that was rebound. We called him the wide body because you weren't going to get around him when he's going to rebound. If the ball's there, he's going to get it down. He was excellent at rebounding and also at scoring. We always looked to him to, if he was open, we're going to go to Gene because he was excellent on the inside.
That was his main strength, but Gene could also score with the ball. He was, he knew how to finish inside and a good passer, smart player. He was positive, and he was fun to be around, and he was always trying to pick up his teammates, and he was a good leader in that respect.
As the senior leader, the Bears followed Gene to a 13-win and 1-loss season, clinching their first league championship in several years. After claiming the team's scoring and rebounding title once again, with over 16 points and 14 rebounds per game, Carlson ended up as the league's top rebounder and 3rd best scorer. He was awarded an all-league first team and an all-state second team selection for his dominating post play. For the 2nd straight season, the district champion Grizzlies traveled to Eugene for the state tournament, where they would capitalize on the previous season's playoff experience. The Bears won 2 and lost 2, with their final defeat coming at the hands of the state's top-seeded Klamath Falls team. Regardless of the loss, the boys came home from the tournament as the state's 8th best team, while Gene Carlson truly shined as he led the tournament in rebounding. He set a MacArthur Court all-time record for rebounds in a single game with 27, which wasn't surprising to MHS fans since he had 2 previous regular season games with 22 and 26 rebounds apiece. He was selected to the all-tournament first team to cap off a stellar high school career. After graduating from MHS in the summer of 1957, Gene stayed in McMinnville to attend Linfield College, where he would continue to pursue all 3 sports. As the center and long snapper in football, Carlson and the Wildcats won 8 out of 9 games in the conference championship in just his freshman season. In his sophomore year, the team would finish in second place as Gene would suffer an unfortunate injury to his knee. Due to an opposing player's chop block which undercut his legs, Gene tore his MCL, ending his football career and keeping him out of basketball that season. Despite the doubts of doctors, Carlson rehabbed himself back into playing shape by the start of his sophomore baseball season. He lettered all 4 years in baseball, which was his biggest passion, as Gene contributed at shortstop and developed into one of the team's most reliable pitchers. After a second-place conference finish as a freshman, Carlson led the Wildcats to 3 straight conference championships from his sophomore to senior seasons, finishing up one of the winningest baseball careers someone could ever have. Carlson once again shined brightest in basketball, as he was one of the team's leaders in scoring and rebounding as just a freshman, while the team won the conference championship. Gene may have lost some of his leaping ability after sitting out his sophomore season due to injury, but he didn't lose any determination to dominate the paint as the team's second leading rebounder and third leading scorer in his junior year. He helped Linfield return to the NAIA National Tournament for the second straight season, where they beat their first opponent by 37 points, before falling by only 6 to Willamette in the second round. As a senior, Carlson led the team in rebounds while averaging over 10 points per game while earning an all-conference second-team selection. The Wildcats once again won another conference championship and returned to the NAIA National Tournament. A first-round loss to Grambling in Kansas City ended Gene's stellar basketball career, one that still has his name in Linfield's record books. He is currently 6th all-time in field goal percentage with over 60%, 10th all-time in total rebounds, and 14th in rebounds per game with 8, all in just 3 seasons.
As the years went by, he was more and more successful in playing basketball and an integral part of the team. And I wasn't playing basketball. We both went to Linfield, but I used to love to be able to sit in the stands and watch my big brother be successful on the basketball court.
Regardless of individual accolades, winning is what Gene Carlson was most proud of. In his 18 varsity sports seasons, his teams captured 14 league or conference championships and finished second in each of the other 4 seasons. With a passion for competition and love for kids, Gene decided to become a high school teacher and coach. He was an assistant coach for Linfield's football and basketball teams while earning his bachelor's degree in chemistry and master's in education. After completing his student teaching at Mac High in 1964, Carlson began a teaching and coaching career that would span over 40 years. His versatility as a professional was clear as he taught chemistry, math, health, and PE, all while coaching football, basketball, golf, and even tennis at several high schools all over Oregon. The highlight of Gene's coaching career came in 1973 when his boys' golf team from Madison High School in Portland won the state championship. Carlson's later years in education were spent as an administrator in various positions, eventually working his way up and becoming a superintendent. He stayed involved in athletics by spending 11 years as the assistant director of Perry Sports Camp and even coached 1 season of varsity boys basketball at Condon High School in 2004 as the district superintendent. Retired since 2008, he and wife Amber now call Sisters home, where Gene remains active with gardening, volunteering at his church, and participating in youth sports.
He was a great older brother to have because he taught me a lot of stuff, and he was a big part of my life. And we were very successful. His class was very successful. He was successful in representing McMinnville High School, and I think he's totally deserving of the award.